Welcome to Is It Real? The channel for all those who love horror, mythology, and everything that is strange and scary. I am your host, Ian Ali, the creator and narrator of this story. Today, we will take a deep dive into the true origins of the Skinwalker. So sit tight, and if you dare, go ahead and turn off those lights. In the ancient times of the Navajo, Dene people, long before the arrival of Europeans, the world was a realm of profound spiritual energy and enigmatic wonder. The land pulsed with the sacred rhythms of nature, and the air was thick with the whispers of the holy people. The Navajo lived in harmony with the earth, guided by the wisdom of their ancestors and the teachings of the divine. It was a time when the boundaries between the physical and spiritual worlds were thin, and the power of creation and destruction flowed freely. This was the age of legends, where the forces of light and darkness danced in an eternal balance that would one day be shattered by the rise of the Skinwalker. The story begins with a small group of Navajo, once honorable and respected members of their community, who fell prey to the corrupting forces of greed, jealousy, and an insatiable hunger for power. No longer content with the blessings of harmony and balance, they turned their backs on the sacred teachings of the holy people. In the shadows, they began to practice forbidden rituals that defied the natural order and sought to unlock abilities far beyond the reach of ordinary humans. They delved into the dark arts, embracing ancient and dangerous knowledge that had long been forbidden by Navajo tradition. This fateful choice would set them on a path of no return, forever altering their destiny and giving rise to a legend steeped in fear and darkness. Among the many forbidden rituals practiced in secret, one stood out as the most dangerous and taboo of all ritual, so dark that it was whispered about only in the most hushed and fearful tones. This was the ritual of shedding one's humanity, a harrowing act of transformation that allowed a person to become something else entirely. It was said that under the veil of darkness, during the blackest hours of the night, a practitioner could invoke this ritual to gain the ability to shape-shift into an animal. They could take on the form of a wolf, its eyes gleaming with predatory hunger, a coyote, cunning and swift, a bear, massive and unstoppable, or even a crow, a silent watcher from the shadows. These forms granted them unnatural strength, speed, and senses, elevating them far beyond the limits of ordinary humans. But such power was not granted freely. The cost of this transformation was unimaginably steep, demanding a sacrifice so horrific that it defied the very bonds of kinship and love. To complete the ritual, the practitioner was required to commit an unspeakable act, the murder of a close family member. This was no ordinary killing, it was an act of ultimate betrayal, a violation of the deepest trust and connection that bound the Navajo people together. The act was believed to sever the practitioner's ties to their humanity, tearing away their soul, and leaving behind a hollow vessel filled with darkness. Only by shedding their humanity so completely could they fully embrace the monstrous power they sought. The ritual itself was a gruesome and elaborate process, steeped in ancient and malevolent magic. It involved the use of rare herbs, animal bones, and incantations spoken in a language long forgotten by most. The practitioner would isolate themselves in a desolate place, far from the eyes of their community, and perform the ritual under the cold, uncaring gaze of the moon. As the final act of the ritual, the murder of their kin was carried out, the transformation would begin. Their body would twist and contort, their skin would ripple and sprout fur or feathers, and their mind would be consumed by the instincts of the animal they had chosen to become. From that moment on, they were no longer human, they were something other, something monstrous. This transformation came with a curse, however. The practitioner, now a Skinwalker, would forever be bound to the darkness they had embraced. They would carry the weight of their betrayal for eternity, their soul forever tainted by the blood of their kin. Their hunger would no longer be for food, but for chaos, fear, and suffering. They would become beings of pure malevolence, driven to sow discord and terror wherever they went. The power they gained was intoxicating, but it came at the cost of their humanity, their morality, and their place in the natural order. The legend of this ritual served as a grim warning to the Navajo people, a reminder of the dangers of straying from the path of balance and harmony. It was a tale of the consequences of greed, ambition, and the misuse of sacred knowledge. To this day, the legend of the Skinwalker endures, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lies within the human heart and the price of embracing it. Those who underwent the harrowing transformation became Skinwalkers, beings of unimaginable power and terror. They gained the ability to shapeshift at will, slipping effortlessly between their human form and that of an animal, whether a wolf, a coyote, a bear, or a crow. Their movements were unnaturally swift and silent, allowing them to stalk their prey without detection. They could harness dark magic to inflict harm, casting curses, spreading disease, or summoning nightmares to torment their victims. Their voices became tools of deception, as they could mimic the cries of animals to lure the unsuspecting into their traps. In the darkness, their eyes glowed with an eerie, unnatural light, a chilling reminder of the malevolent force that now animated them. But this power came at a terrible cost. Skinwalkers were cursed to live in a state of perpetual hunger, not for food, but for chaos, fear, and suffering. They became beings of pure malevolence, driven by an insatiable need to spread terror and destruction. The darkness they had embraced consumed them entirely, twisting their minds and souls into something unrecognizable. They were no longer bound by the laws of humanity or nature. They existed outside the natural order, forever trapped in a cycle of violence and despair. Their once human hearts were now hollow, filled only with the desire to inflict pain and feed on the fear of others. The Navajo people, deeply aware of the danger posed by Skinwalkers, spoke of them only in hushed tones, if at all. To utter the name of a Skinwalker was believed to draw its attention, inviting its malevolent presence into one's life. As a result, the stories of Skinwalkers were passed down as warnings, told in whispers around campfires, or shared in the safety of daylight. These tales served as reminders of the consequences of straying from the path of balance and harmony, and of the dangers of dabbling in forbidden knowledge. To protect themselves from the influence of Skinwalkers, the Navajo practiced a variety of protective rituals. Sacred herbs, such as sage and cedar, were burned to purify the air and ward off evil spirits. Prayers and chants were offered to the holy people, seeking their guidance and protection. The concept of Hojo, harmony and balance, was central to these practices, as it was believed that maintaining spiritual equilibrium could shield one from the chaos wrought by Skinwalkers. Amulets and charms, crafted with care and imbued with protective energy, were worn to guard against their dark magic. Despite these precautions, Skinwalkers remained a formidable threat. It was said that they could only be defeated by someone with equal knowledge of the dark arts, a rare and dangerous individual who understood the rituals and incantations that gave Skinwalkers their power. Alternatively, exposing a Skinwalker's true identity could strip them of their abilities, but this was a nearly impossible task. Skinwalkers were masters of deception, capable of blending seamlessly into their surroundings and assuming the forms of trusted friends or loved ones. Their ability to manipulate and misdirect made them nearly invulnerable to detection. The origin of the Skinwalker serves as a powerful cautionary tale, a reminder of the dangers of greed, betrayal, and the misuse of sacred knowledge. It is a story of what happens when individuals abandon the teachings of their ancestors and the wisdom of the holy people, choosing instead to pursue power at any cost. The Skinwalker's curse is a testament to the consequences of embracing darkness, a warning that the pursuit of forbidden power can lead to the loss of one's humanity. To this day, the legend of the Skinwalker endures, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lies within the human heart. It is a story that transcends time, passed down through generations as both a warning and a lesson. The Skinwalker represents the eternal struggle between light and shadow, harmony and chaos, and the choices that define us as human beings. It is a tale that continues to haunt the deserts, canyons, and mesas of the Navajo lands, a ghostly echo of the price paid for straying from the path of balance and embracing the dark.